Devaney, what are you up to?
Sewing our Velcro to our rope.
Wow. Are you
Yeah.
having fun with that?
Absolutely.
Okay, great video, guys. That was a lot of fun. So viewers who've seen this show a few times may notice that we're got a little bit of a different layout this year, or this episode. So why don't I introduce the three guests we have here from Team 319. Jamie, why don't you start us off?
Hi, I'm Jamie Westlake. I'm a co-captain, and I machine things.
Cool. And Hannah, why don't you go?
Hi, I'm Hannah Mellon. I'm learning programming and software.
Excellent. And last but not least, Nico.
I'm Nicholas Nethery, and I'm part of the build team, and I help CAD.
Very cool. Well, welcome to the show, guys. So first off, Jamie, why don't you tell us a little bit about why you're doing this from your house? Isn't it build season? Shouldn't you guys be building robots?
Yeah, we should be, but we're up north in New Hampshire, and inconveniently, we had a snow day today at the school, so we're not allowed to be at the school. So what we had to do was just stay at home and call from our computers instead of at the school.
Oh, very cool. So what kind of stuff did you guys do today? What can you do remotely for your team? Because I know this is like a period of time when it's very much like got to build the robot, got to put it together. So what were you guys up to during this?
During the snow day, a lot of people were just like outside doing stuff. We weren't really working on robots. A few people may have been working on chairmans. I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to that. Today is more of like a day off, get some sleep, take a rest from robots day.
Okay, yep. Well, that's not a bad thing always. It's good to have a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
How about you two guys? Do you guys do any robot stuff today? Or do you just do homework and other stuff?
Homework and chores.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, homework.
Womp womp. Well, sorry guys. Can't have robots every day, I guess. Oh well. Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad you guys are taking it well in stride. Jamie, how often do you guys have snow days? Is this a rare occurrence, or is this an every single season occurrence, or is it a multi-time a season occurrence?
Well, of course it's weather depending, but of course it's going to be winter. So, out of the 4 years I've been in high school, we usually have 3 or 4 snow days during the winter, which also encompasses build season. So we also lose 4 days of work.
Okay. Well, so how do you guys handle that? Do you just kind of buckle down, or is there basically flexibility in your schedule to sort of allow for these?
I think what we're gonna do is just have a couple later nights, and work harder, get more done in the day, basically.
Do your job, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that sounds great. Well, glad to hear you guys are taking it all in stride. Also, just to let everybody know, at the end of the episode, at the end of the segment, we're gonna show a quick video about what everybody else on 319 did during their snow day. So it should be a fun little bit. Next up, let's talk a little bit about the 2 robots you guys are building. Why don't we talk a little bit about that?
So right now we have the 2 chassis, and they're assembled and welded together, and thanks to Jamie who milled those. And then we have the 2 robots split, or not split. We have them separated, one with the build team and one with the electrical team and programming team. And one is being assembled with the manipulator, shooter, elevator, and gear collector, while the other is being outfitted with motors and all the electronics and radio and anything needed in that area. And the programming team works with that, and then build team, like I said, is assembling it. And that's just and then once that's done, we basically switch the 2 robots between the 2 teams, and then finish the assembly, vice versa.
Oh, okay. So you're basically paralleling out the 2 robots being built at the same time.
Yes, getting as much done as we can at the same time, so we're not having to wait for the other team to finish.
Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah, we find it's a lot easier that way to, have one robot for build team and programming team.
Yep.
That way we can each work, and then once we've gotten to a point, like a stopping point, we can just switch and do everything we did to the other robot.
Okay, cool.
If they're identical, we have the ability to do that.
Nice. So I know a lot of teams will build one whole robot, and then they'll use that as a practice robot, do a bunch of testing, and then rebuild a whole new robot from scratch. You guys, however, you're building basically 2 robots kind of asynchronously. Do you guys find that? How do you guys go about updating the robot when changes are made? Do you have to make a little tweak on one robot, then go and steal the robot from the other group and then tweak their robot too, or how do you do that?
Pretty much. We'll so like when competition starts and when we're practicing even with one robot, because we have one for competition, one for practicing. We'll practicing with one robot, we'll realize that this can be fixed, or we'll update something on that robot, and then we'll give the make that one robot, if it was during competition, make that the competition robot, and apply the changes to the other one that has not been changed yet.
I see. Okay, cool. So before we get to the electrical and software part of these robots, let's talk a little bit about mechanically how they're going together. So I heard a story that you guys machined your robot, or a lot of your robot, all at once, perhaps? You want to talk about that, James?
What happened was we didn't know that we had to make a pocket in a very small piece that was going onto the drivetrain. And when we welded it on, we looked at the CAD again and we were like, oh, there has to be a pocket here.
This is after it was welded?
Yes.
Okay.
So we took the whole drivetrain and we flipped it upside down and we clamped it on the mill and made the pockets that way, which was really annoying, but it worked.
That's pretty crazy. Wow. So notwithstanding, how is everything else mechanically coming together? Do you have systems that are you full bore assembling stuff? Or are you still trying to make parts to give to the people to assemble, or what's the status in that realm?
Well, as you saw in the video, we have the frame basically, and right now we're just building the arm that we have in CAD right now. So I'm just machining pieces. The
arm? What does the arm do?
Yeah, we have an arm that will pop out at once the match starts, because bumper rules.
Oh yeah, the collector.
Yes, our collector.
Oh,
so
okay.
we'll just collect balls that way.
Very neat. Cool. So what else is going on? You're right now building the collector. Are you able to assemble parts on your one build team frame right now, or is it kind of in a dead space right now?
Yeah, we're definitely assembling stuff. We're laying out a lot of electronics and things right now, actually.
Oh,
as
cool.
you saw in the video.
Yeah. Well, that's a really great way to sort of segue into this stuff. So, Hannah, I know that you're working on the programming and wiring team. Why don't you talk a little bit about that stuff?
So should I start with electrical or programming?
Let's start with electrical because it's a good transition from the physical to the ethereal, we'll say.
Okay, so this year we were doing a lot to try and clean it up. Last year, even though we had a really compact design robot, it was hard to access things like getting to the Robo Rio or getting to the router. So what we're doing this year is we're going to like put them on the side of the arm and have the other things that aren't as necessary, like talons and motors on the inside hidden underneath.
Oh, wow. So does that mean part of your electronics are actually going to actuate and move during gameplay?
No, they're not on a moving part, but it's like the shoulder for the arm. I'm not sure what else to call it.
Yep. Okay, that makes sense. All right, cool. So is that mostly just because of ease of access compared to last year, or is it because your robot frame is smaller than the previous years, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both, but mostly ease of access.
Okay.
We really need it to be easier this year.
That's a good thing. So have you run into any snags so far, or anything that maybe you'll be doing differently on the second robot you build?
So far, nothing too complicated. We've decided that we're going to make these 3D printed SRX ribbon cable cases. They're orange and they say 319, and they prevent the ribbon cables from snapping apart. We're using entirely Anderson power pole connectors, and we're using the ferrule crimps connectors to make sure we don't have any fraying wires.
Oh, okay, cool. That's always handy. Nice. So, do you guys have access to a 3D printer, or is this somebody else like at home or something? Or
yeah, we have access to a 3D printer. The school actually bought two at the beginning of this year for a CAD class that they have. So
nice.
A lot of kids in that class will just make something, and then they'll give it to the teacher, and the teacher will print it out.
That's awesome. Very cool. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the software side of things. We saw in the video there, it looked like the robot was delivering a peg. Was that a driver or was that autonomous?
That
I'm
was
pretty
the driver.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's still pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Our goal is to have autonomous down pretty soon, but a lot of that depends on getting the physical robot completed. So far,
Right.
we've just been using like the robot from last year with plywood.
Just for
Okay.
practice purposes.
Yeah, makes sense. So tell us about the rest of the software that's going on with your robot so far.
We got a lot of the basic things already written. We have a rough design of an auto routine that we want to do. It's not completed yet, but it's pretty close.
Okay.
We checked our is finished statements, and we want to make sure that we have all of our methods and commands done. No command groups yet, but a pretty good frame to start working from.
Okay, cool. Do you guys do like a formal code review, or is this where you guys all get together and just check the code to make sure all the semicolons are in the right spot or what have you, or is that kind of what you guys been doing this week?
That's kind of every day. You just wait until you see the angry red exclamation points that tell you you've done something wrong.
Well, that's certainly one way to do it. Very cool. So, do you think that you guys are basically like, I don't want to say feature complete in the code, but are you completely out of stuff to do before you get the physical robot, or do you think there's still some open questions to tackle before you get the physical robot done?
There's always something left to do.
Ain't that the truth?
Not sure what it would be yet, but something.
Okay, cool. So I guess the next thing I'll sort of ask is, I got to ask, do you think you guys are ahead? Do you think you guys are behind? Do you think you guys are way behind? Or do you think you guys are like on time?
Because of the snow day, we're probably behind right now.
You're probably what?
Because of the snow day, we're probably behind right now.
Okay. Oh, your microphone just did a little thing, by the way. So we can't hear what you're saying. But what do you guys think, Nico and Hannah?
in terms of last year, we were looking at our schedule from last year. We're 3 days. But like last year, by Saturday, last Saturday, we had a robot that was able to drive and actually was pulling a teammate around. But at this point, it's just because this snow day, and we actually had another snow day a couple days ago, or I think it was a week ago, that slowed us down. It's basically the weather that's been hindering us.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we've been taking Wednesdays off.
Well, there you go. So you got some extra built-in time to add on to the schedule if you have to.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good, yes.
The Wednesday was just to help with grades and homework so we don't fall behind.
I guess so. I guess grades are important. Whatever. Okay. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for joining me. Stay warm. Don't go out in the snow and the freezing rain. It's pretty nasty out there. And thank you guys for coming on and doing check-in even from your own homes. It's really great to see you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
Bye.
So we're going to go to our next team. Our next team up is team 3940. They're Cybertooth. They're from Kokomo, Indiana. But before we get to them, we're going to show what these guys put together for a video during their snow day, and then we're going to take a very quick break and bring our next team on. So Big Bad Bob, thank you one more time. We hope to see you guys next week.